right, so when you're factoring, you draw two parentheses. Now, your signs are important. All right, so you're going to look at this. If nothing else, we're going to go over this, and I'm going to give you the signs. Your signs are important. If you have two pluses, well, that's pretty simple. You're going to have two pluses in your parentheses. Okay? Now, you look at your first term. Your first term has an exponent of 2, which means technically there's two x's there. So we're going to break those x's apart. And that first term, you always break it apart and you put it in the beginning, okay, of your parentheses. Now these are like little math puzzles. You're going to take this last number over here and I'm going to break that number apart. I'm going to think of the factors of 10. Well, 10 and 1. 2 and 5. You say, well, can I just use any factor? No. Here's where the puzzle is. I need the factors of 10, since I'm adding. I need the factors of 10. When I add them up, gives me my middle number. The factors of 10 that when I add it up, give me my middle number. Well, I know it's not 10 and 1, so it's 2 and 5. It does not matter, because your signs are the same, it does not matter where I put the 2, where I put the 5. Now, if our signs are different, it does, and we'll talk about that. Okay? If your signs are the same, Josh, I hope you're putting this down and writing, because I don't see your pencil moving much, okay, up there. I'm serious on this. Now, there is a built-in check system to see if you're right. This is what we say our factor is. Factoring and foiling go hand in hand. If I am correct, if I FOIL this out, I should get what I started with. X times x is x squared. X times 5 is 5x. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 5 is 10. X squared plus 7x plus 10. That's exactly what I started with. So it's the opposite of FOIL. It's like dividing polynomials, if you look at it that way. You're factoring it. You're breaking it down. Okay? This one's a little different. This one, your signs are not the same. I have a minus and a plus. Now, one thing that remains the same, I'm going to draw two parentheses. If I have minus and plus, I want you to look. If my last symbol is plus and my first symbol is minus, then both of my parentheses is going to be minus. I'm going to take that x, I'm going to break it apart. I'm going to pull out that last number. I'm going to find the factors of it. Well, pretty simple. My signs are the same. Do you see that? My signs are the same. If your signs are the same, you are adding your factors. If your signs are the same, it doesn't matter where you put your factors. 1 plus 2 is 3. Say, well, how do you have two minuses, but you have a plus there? Well, let's check it out. If we can FOIL it, we get our question, our original thing we started with, we did it right. X times x is x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. Negative 1 times x is negative x. Look, a negative 1 times a negative 2. A negative times a negative gives me that plus. x squared minus 3x plus 2. So if nothing else for today, I want us to make our little sign chart. I'm sure I'll have to give this to you 2 or 3 times, but we'll start today. If you have a plus and a plus in your problem, you're going to have a plus and a plus in your parentheses. If you have a minus and a plus, which means your last sign is positive, you will have 2 minuses. If you have a plus and a minus, your first sign is plus, but your second sign is minus, you're going to have 2 different signs. And if you have a minus and a minus, you're also going to have 2 different signs. All right, so we've done one of these and one of these. So let's try today to get one of each. Did everybody get that before I turn the page? Everybody got that? Okay, so you got an x squared minus 2x minus 8. Now the number one thing you need to do with this is memorize that sign chart. Know what signs it's going to be, because that's going to help you out. When I look up there and I see 2 minuses, well, I know that my signs are going to be different. That's going to change how I look at my factors. Okay? Still going to break that x apart. I'm still going to pull out that last number, and I'm still going to factor it. Factors of 8. Well, I've got 1 and 8. I've got 2 and 4. But because my signs are different, if my signs are different, I got to take the larger factor, because I'm subtracting, I'm not adding. I got to take the larger factor put it in the parentheses, with the same sign as my middle term. Josh, did you write all this down? That's twice I've called you out about not writing down my notes. Okay, if your signs are different, you're subtracting. Well, if I say 1 minus 8, 8 minus 1, doesn't matter. I'm not going to get a 2. But the factors 2 and 4. 4 minus 2 gives me 2. But because my sign is different, I've got to take this larger factor here, this 4. And I'm going to put it in the parentheses with the same sign as my middle number. So why do you do that? Because I want my middle number to be negative. Okay? Negative 4 plus 2 gives me negative 2. A positive 4 minus 2 gives me a positive 2. I don't want a positive 2. I need a negative 2. Okay. So I've got this, x squared plus 16x minus 17. Look, if your last sign in your problem is negative, these are going to be different. Going to break your x apart. It's not many factors of 17, it's a prime number. 17 and 1. However, because my signs are different, it does matter where I put the factors. 17 is the larger factor. Where does it have to go? Has to go here. Because 17 minus 1 gives me 16. Okay, we don't dismiss them to fourth until everyone's finished with the registration. So they'll let me know. So we're going to keep going until I have confirmation that everybody's finished. And I don't think everybody's finished yet. Okay? So, here's what you're going to do. I'm going to give you 5 problems. Actually, I'll give you 4. I'll give you one of each. Plus, minus. So I gave you 2 plus minuses. I won't do that. I need a minus. I need a minus plus. Is everybody done?
I think so, yeah. If your group is, I'm fairly certain the others are.
Yeah, let me just give them this problem right here and then they can switch. They can do this for
Actually,
homework. So there's your 4 problems you do for homework. X squared plus 5x plus 6, x squared plus x minus 20, x squared minus 15x minus 54, x squared minus 13x plus 42. Adios, have a great day. Please don't lose those yellow sheets.